Right, what's going on, good people, man? This is KBThaDrummer. Thank you for checking out this video, man. I am back in the YouTube streets with yet another dope drum reactions. Today, man, we got your boy, Carey from Tool. Hey, man, I did a reaction, man, to one of his videos. I believe it was a Big Fur video. He was playing, he had a Boston jersey on. I mean, people gave me all types of flack. They came at me when I talked about some of the stuff that he was doing with Simple. Bro, simple is not a bad thing, bro. Like, y'all act like simple is like the worst thing to do. Like, I'm just saying some of the stuff he was doing was simplistic and that it was not so overly complicated that you couldn't understand it. Like, come on, people. We have to do better with that. That's all I'm saying. This man is great, man. I'm finna review this video because he is obviously a mastermind, a genius when it comes to this, man. He's doing a video where he's explaining his setup, and that always intrigued me when I watched that video. I was like, this dude thought about the setup. Like, he had something in his brain, like, I want to do it like this, make it melodic, make it this. Like, so I want to go into his brain and check out this video about him explaining his setup. So hope you guys are ready for this journey. Let's go.
So much for having me.
Man, thank you for allowing us.
We got the baked potato shirt on.
Masterpiece,
legend.
Really. And it's just
he's
beautiful,
a legend,
you know. And so we're gonna go through the kit and kind of take
God, he
all
got
the different
everything
layers
on this
of
kit
it, because this is truly a hybrid kit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's as much craziness as here, it is utilitarian in a way. I use it all, so it has to be here. Yeah.
It's incredible, and the
Mastermind.
way you use it, the way that the music that is created from this is just beyond drums, really.
Well, I can't take credit for all of that.
Well, I'll give you
I'll
credit
take
for it.
Fourth of it, you know, yeah.
Just because you're playing melodies and rhythms and parts as much as you're playing drums in the traditional sense.
Oh yeah.
Well, I try to contribute however I can, just to make the song do its job. You know, that's
and you do it well, brother.
It sounds awesome, and we're gonna go through the kit. So let's start with the visual first, and then we'll get into the technical. I've never seen this finished before.
Oh yeah, it's a one-off.
Ooh, that's bad.
Alex Gray was kind enough to paint the
God.
drum kit for me, and he's responsible for a lot of the artwork on the last Tool records. So I thought it made sense to try to hit him up, and he was kind enough to oblige me, and you get this masterpiece.
Bro, that is beautiful.
So happy about it. It just fits with the whole theme of the last record, and
oh my God,
and it's beautiful.
And it's a one of one.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is it. You know.
And
it makes you want to play it, bro.
Has
Sonor, okay.
Yeah. But I understand that's a portrait of some.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
With my skin missing, and it's kind of a sonic diagram.
Oh, that is insane. That really is him. What? He got the end.
Bruh.
Man, hold up, man. Danny, he's deep. I can tell he is very deep. I don't know much about him. I'm only reacting to that video, but I can tell this man is deep. He into some, like he into some esoteric stuff I can see right now, man. Like this, the vibrations and stuff, got the native people. Come on, all right.
Like the native, the sound of the earth
exactly
going into my ear and then going
vibrations
into my brain and coming out.
That is so dope.
and that's Alex Gray.
Yeah, that's all Alex Gray. Yeah, the whole kit.
Wow, awesome. And did he do? What about
well, actually,
this?
these are my design. Actually, and my buddy Ryan McClement helped me with this. You know, it's kind of more astrological and cosmic symbols for my
again custom.
Yeah, these are
electronics.
the only ones that exist.
Everything is custom.
So you got
Look at this drum kit.
Yeah, I have 20, but I use 7 in this kit. You know?
Okay, gotcha.
And a couple of pedals on the ground that
Jesus
also
Christ, it's a spaceship.
Battery that I run through a Mac laptop right here. That way I can have different sounds on all these pads for each song that we perform.
So let's talk about the pads.
Okay.
Who makes the pads?
Mandala pads. Synesthesia is the name of the company. My friend Vincent DeFranco made these. These are actually a prototype, but he is selling them. Like kind of a different version of them. They're more of a standalone one.
Got the EC2s, the Evans.
Make them work with each other and stuff. But these all go to one brain that plugs into my computer.
And what I understand from Joe is that they connect via CAT.
Yeah,
Cat
so
5,
they're
and then an interface breaks it out to MIDI over USB,
Right.
and then it triggers battery as the sound source.
correct.
What
And that
in the
gets rid of
world?
a lot of the latency by going the cat cables.
And it's multi-zone.
Yeah, they read MIDI like 0 to 127 from the center to the edge, so I can apply that to any parameter like panning or
Oh man.
dynamics or opening filters, or it's kind of endless in that way.
That's
And I can also
insane.
program it to where there's 3 different sections in here where I could have a conga slap in the middle and a conga, open, or make it do 3 different samples that can be manipulated.
That's dope.
that way, too.
That's
Wow.
dope.
It is endless. So you've got the entire MIDI controller range. It
Yeah,
can be triggered as you
totally.
change location on the pad.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the samples can change.
That's just too much. My
In
brain would
basically
overload if I had
Yeah,
that
a
much
lot of
stuff.
time I
dynamics.
use 2 because it's pretty difficult to really hit that
Yeah.
small of a thing,
Especially at a
but-
live show.
But so normally I will have like 1 sound here and then use this for the end. It works really well for bongos and congas and like African drums and stuff, because a lot of time you'll get a slap or a open
Right.
tube.
And how about the rim? That's another sound?
I don't really use the rim much on this one. There's one that's like kind of set up. I use more like a snare pad, the number 2 here, and that one I every once in a while I could use some rims on it or something. But I pretty much just play the surfaces because it's much more interface, controllable.
This is
And
crazy,
then you have
man.
the wave drum.
We just going into
Yeah,
his
the
brain.
wave
classic.
drum,
Yeah, that
right?
was from the early '90s, I believe. They make the newer ones, but I know I got attached to this one. It's more analog. It has a little more character. It's like FM synthesis, and it has kind of algorithms that you can start with and then manipulate them in a lot of different ways. And it has a little more punch and little. Which I need actually to get over Adam and Justin's volume. It has a lot more character. You need to have things that speak well to get over their volume.
Sure. And then have that cut through.
Yeah.
So you've modified the sounds and
Yeah.
created what works for you using that.
And a lot of them are
synthesis.
kind of tuned, so you definitely have to tune them to whatever key we're in and things like that.
Right.
Oh snap!
And then,
Okay.
I guess staying with electronics, we have a hand sonic.
Yeah, I've leaned on this pretty heavily on 10,000 Days, and on the last record too. It has quite a few parts that I use on that. And I use it a lot in between songs too, to kind of fill the space while the guys are tuning and stuff.
Oh,
So I
that's
can kind
cool.
of just make up little ditties on that.
And
as we
playing
go
the
along.
actual pads there, not triggering externally, but using that.
Yeah, I
interface.
use my fingers on this all
Oh,
the
cool.
time. I really don't use sticks on it much because it's more friendly to fingers, I think.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Sure. And then we
I
have.
don't even want to say much. I'm just listening.
Yeah, Buchla Marimilumina.
This is.
These are tough to come
Yeah,
by.
these are rare.
Yeah, I think there's 10 or 12 or something. It's some ridiculously low number.
Dang.
I saw one at a NAMM show or something ages ago, and I always wanted one, and I called Don Buchla, and he had quit making them, but he said, well, I might have enough parts in my garage. to
Pretty
put
much a
one more
piano.
together. So this is the last one.
You got the last serial number.
that's
Oh,
it,
that's
yeah.
the most collectible too. The
Yeah.
first and the last.
Yeah, they're collectible anyway.
Yeah,
but
they
I got
are,
really
but-
lucky.
but
It was
the
really
last
kind
one.
of him to do that for me. Yeah.
Wow, and it holds up on the road.
Yeah, so far we have a really nice case for it, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty durable. There's not too much to go wrong with it. I mean,
Are the sounds inside or are you triggering?
it has internal sounds, but I've been running it through a virus that I have a little
Oh, I
rack
see.
mount unit here.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the
Because I just use it pretty much for one or two.
He's like
hours
sound engineering
I'm
this
not kidding.
whole setup.
the value out of it really on this
Like,
one. But it looks
literally.
very cool.
Oh, it's super cool.
That's
it sounds great when
insane.
you play it.
Yeah, it's a great instrument.
We have the
Yeah, the good old
Octopad.
Octopad.
Yep,
yeah,
SBD30.
Yeah, this was more of one of the last things I added.
I
to
want to
the
play his
cast,
kit.
but,
I low key
I
want to
used
play
it
his
for an
kit
intro on one of our tunes.
just to
Here
see
it
what'll
is.
come
It's
out.
great again. I kind of use it. It's really similar to the hand sonic, just for filler and embellishments in between tunes. And
Quick
whatnot.
access to just sounds
Yeah,
that
it's
you want
great
to play.
that way.
Yeah. And are you using the sounds internal to it? You're not triggering?
Yeah, I'm
So
just using
everything's
what's in there. Yeah.
Or whatever you've loaded and programmed.
Yeah, my own sounds I
Jeez.
pretty much stick to the laptop because I can load mega samples
Sure.
and stuff and play them on here. I'm pretty much with these, other than tuning and tweaking the sounds a little bit.
Sure. And then we have something that you don't see in a drummer rig very often, especially the way that you play it. We have a modular
synthesizer
Euro rack, essentially.
Right, yeah.
And so what's the idea behind this?
I thought it was a synthesizer.
I was always a big Billy Cobham fan. I remember on the Spectrum record, he did a couple of solos, like that sounded like maybe it was to an ARP sequencer or something, you know, and that always struck me as something really cool. So,
bro, this is the crazy setup.
We did a piece called the Chocolate Chip Trip because they gave us chocolate chip cookies every day at the studio.
Do we have that in common too?
Yeah,
that we love chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was kind of my ode to the Spectrum album, I guess, and Billy, because he was such one of my heroes. And it's pretty much just
I can see it now in the setup.
Filters and things that Peter Grenader and Kevin Key from Skinny Puppy made these. Plan B was the name of his company back then, and then this is the sequencer and a file sample holder, and then this is kind of more effects down here, reverbs and delays and things.
Is that? I'm confused. I don't know how it works.
Is running. These are the oscillators,
yeah,
essentially,
exactly.
the sound modules.
Oscillators and filters pretty much up
nice.
here, and
And
some
then those are the
VCAs
effects.
and things, a little bit of other stuff down here, but that's another sequencer there that kind of controls filters and things. But then like make noise, they're famous in this world for good effects and stuff. So.
And then this is running the sequencer now, right? So that'll keep running, and then you'll just
you
turn
can
it
have
up.
a little bit on it maybe. I have like 8 different voices, and I just kind of pull them in and out, and I have different programs. I can put it into 7 or 15 or 6 or 12 or whatever.
Right,
so
right.
I try to mix it up night to night just to keep it interesting for me
that's
and
awesome.
the crowd, I suppose. Yeah.
Right. And so it's
That's crazy.
it's really you're performing whatever the sequence is going to be. Like
Yeah,
it's
I have to
it's a
kind of-
creative decision on the fly, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I try to keep that part completely improv. You know, that keeps it interesting because after you're on the road playing the same songs for months at a time, you got to keep something inspiring.
Exactly, bro. I understand. I really do.
It's amazing. So now let's get to the drums. We have
Yes, finally, the
awesome
drum.
Sonor drum set.
Yeah. I had the Sonor guys. I was a big fan of the old signature Babingas and stuff from the 80s, and I found
love
that
Babinga.
I
Sounds so
really
good.
loved the small toms that had the really thick shells, and but I found sometimes the low end didn't resonate quite as well in those, and I liked the thinner shells. So what I did, I had them make each shell. This one's really thick, and they gradually get thinner as the drums get bigger. That's how, and it's really worked well for me.
And the bass drums
maybe they
too.
didn't believe me because I don't think they sell these. But the bass drums are pretty thin too.
Okay.
And I use a 22 on the right and a 24 on the
That's
left.
how he got his own sound, man.
I always tuned the left one lower just because it kind of made more sense to me when I was doing double bass stuff. But then it also has another advantage because the toms get bigger, so I don't have to raise stuff up as high when the drums get bigger. This one's lower, so it was really convenient.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
this is SQ2? What are the shell types?
Yeah, close to it, but it's been like I said, they don't really sell these shells, but
So these are really custom.
Yeah.
I really loved when they came out with the vintage lugs, kind of like the really old ones from the 60s and stuff.
Yeah,
So
they
I had
almost
them
look
put
like the
those
old
lugs on 'em.
Slingerland.
Yeah,
that's
the
cool.
old teardrops.
Yeah,
So I really was.
Oh, so everything's
just
really
kind of sleek.
Just custom.
Yeah.
And how about the snare drum?
One of a kind.
The snare drums, the HLD 590, they made those back, I think about the same time they came out with the real heavy signature stuff.
Man, that
It's
mug
the-
looked like a tank.
right?
Yeah,
That
I'm not
snare.
sure.
I don't see many
yeah,
of those.
when I first got my endorsement, I got that snare drum was the first thing I wanted just because I loved it so much.
Yeah, and it's heavy.
Dang.
Yeah, extremely, probably 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
something.
they're like
Yeah.
a tank.
Thick case.
Yeah, yeah, it's a
God,
beauty.
dog.
I've got a 10 lug and a 12 lug, and I got the 12 lug from John Tempesta in a trade,
Oh, wow.
but I wanted to have one because I go through 2 or 3 snare heads every night when I'm playing, so I'm hit pretty hard. And
God, dog.
so that way I can swap it out and keep a consistency going.
God,
But sometimes I like
dog.
the variety too. I use a couple other drums
What?
in the arsenal. I haven't done it back
He
there
hit that
for
hard.
me, and a few other.
Bruh, he hits that hard that he goes through 2 or 3 snare drums. Man, Daddy is insane. I just want to know what size are his sticks. Is he playing like 5Bs or something? Like, God, no.
Yeah, usually like 8s. I like 8s, and it's just kind of my sound, I guess, that I've gotten used to. Yeah.
And Roto Tom, is that an ode to Bruford?
Pretty much. That's and Terry, of course.
Terry,
yeah. I was a big Bozio fan. I loved all the music.
Yeah. Oh, his set is giving Terry Bozio fun. It's giving the vibes. I can see it.
I was using 2 or 3 of them up here for a while instead of the racks because I kind of like the clean cut that they had, but I like the beef of the floor toms.
Okay.
But just for the,
I'm just looking at it
to get
like
a heavier sound going, so I put in the real toms now and just have the one roto.
If you played this kit, how would you approach it?
I use it kind of like a timbale in some ways. That's why I have the really thin head on it.
Let me stop and ask this question. Let me go back to I'm gonna go back to something I just saw. If you sat down on his kit, how would you approach it? Like, I'm just looking at it like I don't play double bass, but he do have the what's the name right there. So, man, what would you think would come out of you if you played his kit, bro? Like, his mind is already crazy with it. Like, you can just tell how he sets it up. It really does have a Terry Bozio. Now that they say it, I do see those vibes in there. But if you played this kit, what do you think will come out of you, man? Let me know in the comments, man.
But I like the beef of the floor toms.
Okay.
But,
let me know.
Just for I kind of wanted to get a heavier sound going, so I put in the real toms now and just have the one roto because I would like that timbre for certain things. I use it kind of like a timbale in some ways. That's why I have the really thin head on it.
I see.
And give it that cut, I found if I use the thicker head on it, it just kind of sounds more similar to a regular tom, and I didn't really want that.
So
it's a different texture.
It's really like this as the core kit, and
yeah,
the roto,
that's more of an embellishment.
Right, I see.
Yeah, like these or the pads or something.
Right. And then on the cymbal setup, we have your signature ride.
Yeah.
And that's a 22.
Yeah, 22. It's pretty heavy, and it was kind of like a dry heavy 22, but I made a few changes. They hammered it differently in the bells.
He got his own mic. That's crazy.
The purple actually changes the sound to it, dries it up a little more, so it's a little more sticky.
Okay.
I usually don't ride hitting the shaft of the stick on it. It's all pretty much bead and bell to make it more articulate. Right. That's just kind of my sound, I suppose.
Right. So
yeah, he definitely has his own sound.
A lot of detail from it, and it cuts through the amplification.
Yeah, that's the goal, to try to get through the volume up here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And there's a lot of nuanced cymbals considering how loud.
Yeah.
You're all the little, again, you and I have talked about this a lot, like our influence by Carl Palmer some of these greats where he did that, like in Bruford, like some of the first guys to do it. You've taken
Stewart definitely was a big input in that way.
You've taken it to a very unique, you've made it your own, you know, and I love that. And and they're everywhere, basically, around the kit.
Yeah, I just kind of figure I'd use the space since it's at a premium. So rather than hitting the bell on these, I use the bell a lot on the ride, but it's just kind of more interesting textures that I could add by throwing things on top of it.
So for fills and
just like producing,
potentially sometimes drive a tune.
Sure, yeah, but mainly for colors, when that's
yeah.
And we have the splashes, no closed hat. Just the one hat?
Yeah, just the one hat. The space was kind of, like I said, at a premium over here. I really wanted to have my pads on this side and this side. It just feels easier to play that way. And
but you have
so I moved the hi-hat over here, and it's just on the cable, Yeah.
And then you have that effect cymbal.
Yeah, that's kind of just a trashy thing, man. So.
And then another China.
Up a bit. Yeah, this is 22 thin. This one, I've been using those ever since I first got my endorsement. I fell in love with them. They quit making them for a while, but I think they're doing them again now. Maybe by demand. Hopefully people. I hope I help them out that way.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Then I have the Novo China on this side. That's an extremely loud cymbal.
It looked loud.
24.
Yeah. Wow. That's a powerful one.
Yeah, awesome.
You have to treat it with care. Yeah. It'll cut through anything.
And everyone, when in the link, you're going to see all the sizes. We're going to go into all the details.
Okay.
We don't have to go through them this very second. but we'll have all the details of exactly the sizes of the cymbals and the drums, and 2 gongs. So
yeah,
you have this bad boy.
Yeah, it's a 38 symphonic, I believe. You know, I had a 40 for a while. It got kind of beat, and
all I'm gonna say, man, let me just apply to his drum tech, because God, to put that up every night when they go on tour, bro, like, I'm pretty sure they have a little design and they have it all mapped out, but man, to put that together, I wonder how long does it take to put his drum set together, man. I just want to know.
It was a little tough without warming it up. This is faster and more responsive, because I usually don't have time to warm it up. It's like right in the middle of the songs and stuff, so I just give it a good whack, and it responds really well. So, the other one's more of the earth gong. It's more of a, I don't know, a novelty item.
It looks like it's a showpiece.
Oh yeah,
but it's cool.
And I can do a little solo-y thing on it.
It's awesome.
It's just, what a genius instrument, though. The amount of sounds and overtones and things that come out.
Yo, I love his brain. I love his brain. This is crazy.
Be mesmerized. You know, it's a beautiful instrument.
Wow. Wow. And every night you play that during the show.
I have been on this run and the one before. You know, I kind of, sometimes I'll lose it just to do something different, but it's fun now. I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
And then your bass drum pedals, you're playing the Pearl.
Yeah, the
pedals.
old Eliminators. You know?
Oh, okay.
I used to use the Eliminator too.
Back when I first started playing, I had Sonor pedals. I don't know if they were signature ones, but they had kind of a really extreme offset cam. Okay. And I got so used to that, when I tried to use a pedal that didn't have cam, it just didn't feel right. So these have the interchangeable little cams. And I found
that's why I love the Eliminators.
And double chain.
Yeah,
double chain drive. And the beater's way back, almost parallel.
But the spring is really, really almost zero tension. You know, like when it's resting, you can see that there's almost nothing there. So it doesn't fight me too hard. But I like having that amount of whip. You know, it gives me more volume, because I can swing the pedal that hard. You know, and I like these bigger Danmars on it.
Everybody got their own, bro. I'm just watching it. You can just tell everybody has their own philosophy about things, man. It's crazy. It's amazing. That's what it is. That's why we're artists.
They make a great beater.
We're not just drummers, y'all. We are artists.
I snapped some of them for a while, and then I think
they beefed them up?
Yeah, they beefed them up or something. I broke 2 or 3 of them. I think they use hardened steel now or something. I don't think anybody could break those, you know.
Well, anything else we should know about the kit? We have your Vic Firth sticks.
Yeah, good old Vic. You know, man, I designed that with him ages ago, and it's doing really well. You know, It has a little bit of a handle in there. See, you can see that, so it kind of feels good on your hand. Like if your hands get really sweaty, you can still hang on for dear life. You know.
See, everything he conceptualized everything.
It's kind of neat. By cutting that down a little bit, it transferred more of the weight out front, so it has kind of a nice leverage to it.
Yeah,
it's working for me. You know.
Anything else we should cover on the kit?
God, I think that about does it. Yeah.
This is an incredible kit. Before I do our outro,
I love it.
Take a spin around the kit for a second.
Oh yeah, he got to play it.
Maybe just.
He said I ain't warmed up. Wait, did y'all just hear what he said? He said I haven't warmed up. Come on, man. Master musician, take it away. Yeah, man. That was awesome, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. It's just crazy to listen to him just tell you what was his whole concept and his philosophy about everything that he has on his set. Like, you can tell everything is intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people, they just get stuff on the set because it look good. And, you know, it look good on pictures and stuff like that. But you can tell this guy, he sat down, he studied, he went down, broke it through the paths of what he wanted. He even got the xylophone thing in the back, got the thing that Billy did. That shit, man, just genius, bro. Just genius, bro. I can see it, bro. True artist as well, man. Like, even from the size of the tones, man. He even talked about the barren edges, how he like certain barren edges to be a little thick and the other one to be thinner. Like, you can just tell this man knows his craft to the T, man. I mean, it's just awesome. That was just awesome. Like, that's why I said I'm in awe. I'm in awe, man. Great job, great job, great job. Great interview as well by the Modern Drum people, man. Great interview. That's what I'm talking about, man. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. I am KB the Drummer. Peace out.